Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News. Our top stories. AU EAC officially deploy election observers to Tanzania. UN turns 80, challenges still loom.
For 80 years, we have worked to forge peace, tackle poverty and hunger, advance human rights, and build a more sustainable world together.
Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Nasa Kingo. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. We start here in Dar es Salaam, where the East African Community EAC today has officially launched and flagged off its election observation mission to observe the general elections in the United Republic of Tanzania. The deployment of the mission follows an invitation by the government of the United Republic of Tanzania and is in line with the directive of the EAC Council of Ministers requiring Secretariat to observe elections in all partner states. This underscores the EAC's unwavering commitment to democratic governance, peace, and stability in the region. Has welcomed a team of African Union observers who are now in the country to ensure country's implementation of democratic principles of justice, transparency, and freedom in the general elections. The Minister for Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Ambassador Mahmoud Thabit Kombo, met with the head of the African Union Election Observation Mission and the former president of the Republic of Botswana, Masisi, at the ministry's sub-office in Dar es Salaam. Meanwhile, President Samia Suluhu Hassan has declared 29th of October 2025 as the national public holiday to allow public servants to participate in the voting process in the 2025 general elections. According to the statement issued by the Chief Secretary, Dr. Moses Kusiluka, President Samia has approved the day as a public holiday using the Public Holidays Act. Meanwhile, Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM presidential candidate Samia Suluhu Hassan has assured the citizens of Zanzibar that both governments will cooperate to continue economic growth, capitalizing on the country's natural resources, managing peace and security of the country and its people, addressing the issue of delivering new constitution, as well as maintaining the union. Samia made the pledge while concluding her campaigns for Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM in Zanzibar.
Ahidi kuwa na katiba mpya katika kipindi cha miaka mitano ijayo.
We promise to have a new constitution within the next 5 years. This is something our colleagues from opposition parties and even some within our own party have been demanding. We have said that in the next 5 years, we are going to build a better government, a better environment, a better system, better leadership, and better laws. We are going to have a new constitution.
Katiba mpya, ndugu zangu.
Nitajenga barabara ambazo zitapita gari za wagonjwa tu.
I will construct special roads designated only for ambulances and fire trucks to help respond quickly to emergencies. This road will not be used by any other vehicles. They will be exclusively for patients and fire services to strengthen public safety.
Well, that is the story about the United People's Democratic Party, UPDP, which has promised to construct emergency access roads in Dar es Salaam if elected to lead the country. He was speaking in Dar es Salaam during his party's campaign rally. And he is Ibrahim Kadege, who says that roads are key for emergency issues and will help in saving lives. The candidate also vows to eliminate the problem of electricity shortage in industries and homes by building nuclear power plants in every region. Moving on to other stories, the presidential candidate for National Reconstruction Alliance in NRA, Hassan Almas, vows to provide free, clean and safe water to citizens using special machines to pump water from the ground if he is elected to lead the country. The NRA presidential candidate made the pledge during his party's campaign rally in Arusha region, insisting that he will ensure to eliminate problems of water shortages throughout the country.
We have said that we will ensure free water supply through the following methods. Our manifesto is action-based. We will install water pumping machines powered by solar, wind, and water energy. If this government decided to implement that, no one will pay for water, everyone will get water for free.
We move now to Zanzibar, where the Zanzibar presidential candidate for Chama cha Wakulima, AAFP, Said Sud Said, called on Tanzanians, especially in Zanzibar, to embrace peace and stability in the country. He made the call during his party's campaign rally at Kichangani Wawi office in Pemba Island.
Chukua nafasi hii kumwambia Rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
I take this opportunity to tell the President of the United Republic of Tanzania and the government of Zanzibar that we do not want to see bloodshed in this country. We want to see peace and stability. Firm measures must be taken to protect the peace and stability of our nation so that it does not falter.
From Zanzibar, we move now to Dodoma, where the Vice President of United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Philip Mpango, has represented President Samia Suluhu Hassan in the special meeting regarding Special Oversight Committee of Heads of State and Government of the African Union on the reforms of the African Union institutions held virtually in Dodoma. The meeting was chaired by the head of the African Union Institutions Reform Committee, who is also the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, and was attended by various leaders and sector representatives of the African Union. On October 24th, the United Nations marks 80 years since its inception in 1945, established to uphold global peace and security after the end of the World War II, and to ensure that such devastating conflict never happens again. But as the world reflects on this milestone, some people are asking what exactly has United Nations achieved, while others are calling for Africa to be granted a permanent seat in the UN Security Council. Esther Dels has prepared the following report on the day.
For 80 years, the United Nations, headquartered in New York City, has largely succeeded in its primary mission of preventing a third world war. It has strengthened global peace, security and cooperation, and has worked tirelessly to resolve ongoing conflicts worldwide. Yet, wars in Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Middle East, and between Russia and Ukraine have raised questions about the UN's ability to maintain peace and solve today's crisis. However, in September this year, during the UN General Assembly, African nations made their voices heard, demanding a permanent seat on the UN Security Council. They argue that Africa deserves a say in major global decisions, just as the United States, China, Russia, the United Kingdom, and France do.
Excellencies, as we mark the 80th anniversary of the United Nations, Africa also marks 20 years since the Ezulwini Consensus and the Sixth Declaration, the two historic milestones that establishes the common African position on UN Security Council reforms.
As always, Tanzania has never stayed behind in matters of diplomacy and international leadership, and this time, the country has openly expressed its ambition to seek a representative position at the United Nations.
There is no reasons why we shouldn't succeed. We have competed for main positions during these 4 years under the leadership of Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, and we have won. We started with the IPU, where our Speaker, Honorable Tulia Ackson, won convincingly. Then came Professor Janabi, who also won WHO representative, and those positions were all contested.
According to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, says that for the past 8 decades, the UN takes pride in the work of its agencies such as UNICEF, UNDP, WHO, FAO, and UNHCR, which have improved millions of lives and made the world a safer and a more hopeful place.
For 80 years, we have worked to forge peace, tackle poverty and hunger, advance human rights, and build a more sustainable world together.
After 80 years, where is Africa's voice in global decision-making? And when will there be a true political balance between the West and Africa? Esther Deus, TBC News.
The United Nations heads of agencies in Tanzania say 80 years of United Nations marks a major milestone in the organization's global efforts to promote peace, human rights, and sustainable development. Noting that in Tanzania, the UN's partnership with government has been instrumental in advancing the sustainable development goals, particularly in areas of health, education, gender equality, and climate resilience. Speaking to TBC News, the officials emphasized the importance of multilateral cooperation and renewed commitment to the 2030 agenda, highlighting that United Nations remains dedicated to supporting Tanzania's national priorities through the United Nations Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework.
The UN at 80 is first and foremost about renewal. It is a moment to reflect on the extraordinary journey since 1945, when nations came together at the aftermath of war to imagine a more peaceful, cooperative world. The UN belongs to us all. As we celebrate 80 years of collective progress, let us recommit to continuing working together for peace, dignity, equality, and opportunity for all.
It's a milestone that inspires us at UNFPA to reaffirm the values that have guided us for decades, to ensure that every pregnancy is wanted, every childbirth is safe, and every young person's potential is fulfilled.
UNHCR and our sister agencies, it marks decades of dedication to protecting those forced to flee and empowering communities.
For UN in Tanzania, it is an opportunity to renew our commitment to inclusion of all migrants as a condition for sustainable development for all.
From early child survival efforts to expanding access to education and child protection services, UNICEF has been part of Tanzania's story of growth.
We have learned many lessons, and this is an opportunity for us to reflect how we can use these lessons to make the United Nations even more responsive.
This is what the United Nations at 80 stands for me. The critical values that the UN brings to life in Tanzania: unity, trust, and hope.
It is the renewal of our commitment to societies where everyone can learn, participate, and reach their full potential.
From the ILO corner of the UN, we are proud of the work that has been done in Tanzania with regards to strengthening social justice through promotion of decent work, extension of social protection, and strengthening social dialogue.
It's an opportunity to pause, reflect, and acknowledge the important achievements that have been made over 8 decades of collective commitment to peace, equality, and human rights.
To explore more on the 80 years of the United Nations, I earlier had a panel discussion with the Director of Multilateral Cooperation from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation here in Tanzania, Ambassador Noel Kaganda, former diplomat Ambassador Dr. Msuya Mangachi, and economic analyst Dr. Bravias Kayoza. And here, Ambassador Kaganda begins by giving his overall assessment of the United Nations.
Of course, it has lived to expectations, and happy birthday to the United Nations. On the flip side of it, is that I think the United Nations needs to pull up its socks in terms of eradicating poverty. Because today, as we speak, almost 18% of the world population is living in what we call multidimensional poverty. And what is shocking is that almost 500 million children are living in poverty. And the future is about these young people. And I think the United Nations and the people, we the people in the United Nations, should do something extraordinary to face these issues. Lastly, yes, the United Nations, we have seen people have lamented so much about its, that have argued some that it is obsolete. I don't think so. It has some challenges, but it is indispensable.
Dr. Mangachi, based on your experience, what kind of United Nations would you wish to see 80 years on?
Well, 80 years on, I would want to see most of the challenges which we are facing today resolved. And in the area of peace and security, there is a lot to be done, because we can see the world is still with nuclear missiles, and armies are growing up. Countries are accumulating more weapons, and indeed we are facing a situation where it's as if war is impending, and this fear is there. And since the war has not started, and we are saying we congratulate the UN for having kept our world at peace all these 80 years, now we should do more to make sure that we removed all these preparations for another war coming ahead of us.
Moving on to other news, the Director of Administration and Human Resources, Minister of Energy, Ziana Mlawa, says Tanzania, in collaboration with United Nations, developed a development program and the European Union have come up with a 250 million Tanzanian shillings of Women Sustainable Energy Scholarship for 10 women, aiming at empowering women, bridging the gender gap in Tanzania's energy sector and support low-carbon climate resilient development. Speaking during the awarding ceremony, Mlawa insists that the scholarship of the sustainable energy to women will enhance their technical skills and knowledge in energy sector and strengthening technical and leadership skills and prepare a new generation of innovators and decision makers to drive equity and climate smart solutions across the energy sector in Tanzania. And his words are supported by development partners.
These scholars are gaining the skills and confidence to contribute to Tanzania's energy priorities, from renewable energy and energy efficiency to clean cooking and e-mobility. I'm pleased to note that a total of Tanzania shilling 275 million has been allocated to support this cohort, demonstrating the government's sustained commitment to gender-responsible energy development. Your collaboration continues to inspire us and it will deliver real results for our country. I know this scholarship ends this year. You are welcomed once again to support the capacity building through different windows, including the coming Energy Efficiency Action Plan, that is a comprehensive energy efficiency action plan.
Because first of all, we've heard of the partnership that has allowed us to support this scholarship program. And that's the partnership led by DIT with support from UNDP, the European Union, the Irish government, the Ministry of Energy. So there's quite a cohort of partnership there that have come together to enable this scholarship. And I'm very proud that my government is part of it.
Share your stories with your compatriots, with your young generations. And be honest. If you have encountered difficulties, share difficulties with them. But if you achieve something, share your achievements with them. Please continue to share your stories and inspire your generations to step up to the challenge themselves, and together you lead them and open new opportunities for the future of Tanzania.
Representative of the beneficiaries of Women's Sustainable Energy Scholarship says the technical skills and knowledge that they will receive will be used to create innovative solutions in the energy sector.
It's with the non-government organization as well as the government policies to implement these sustainable energy programs, so that it will be in a wide range in uses.
I want to enhance community about clean energy solution. I want to be among of the national initiative towards Tanzania Energy Efficiency Action Plan. That's it.
Remaining in Dar es Salaam, the Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute, JKCI, in collaboration with a team of doctors from Australian international organization, the Open Heart International, has successfully carried out heart surgeries of 17 patients, including both children and adults. Expressing gratitude to the medical team, JKCI's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Peter Kisenge, insists that the team helped to save more than 500 million Tanzanian shillings, which would have been required if the patients had to travel abroad for treatment. Dr. Kisenge adds that the specialists provided various trainings to JKCI health care workers, enhancing professional skills within the hospital.
Most of these children you operated, you bring another hope to them, you renew their life, and you save their life. So we really thank you so much for support you've been given. We've been receiving also training for our staff from all cadre, from perfusionists, biomedical engineer, the doctors, the cardiac surgeon. So we really appreciate your support.
And we're not the heroes here. Heroes are the people around the room. The successes they've had are quite extraordinary. Why do we come? There's 3 reasons we come. The first reason I come is my team. Every one of them takes holidays from work and pays very significant money to fly around the world and work in this hospital. When you think about asking someone to pay money to go and work somewhere else on their holidays, it's an impossible ask. But they come back year after year after year because they care about the children of Africa.
This marks the 14th visit of the Open Heart International team from Australia to Tanzania to assist in providing heart surgery services. Since the collaboration began, a total of 200 patients have received similar treatments. Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Stephen Nindi, says Tanzania has allocated more than 60,000 acres in Lindi region for investments related to cassava farming. He made the remarks during an agricultural business forum that brings together Chinese investors and their Tanzanian counterparts in the agricultural sector, insisting that the investment will create over 100,000 jobs in the country.
We have also opportunity that we can work together between Tanzania and China on the agricultural machinery, including the establishing of the assembly and the manufacturing plants for power tillers, tractors, and other farm implements. We have also opportunity and the potential to come together to work on the commercial farming, including commercial farming in the sugarcane, in the cassava, the rice, coffee, tea, and the pearls. But also we have a huge opportunity to work together in the water management, engineering, water management engineering. Tanzania is now fostering in implementing several agricultural irrigation schemes in Tanzania.
On the other hand, the Ilala District Commissioner, Edward Mpogolo, says Tanzania continues to be the top destination for various investors, while the Chinese ambassador to Tanzania, Sheng Mingjiang, insists his country will continue to cooperate with Tanzania to ensure that farmers secure reliable markets.
Dar es Salaam remains safe and welcome city. You are most welcome to move around freely and experience its vibrant atmosphere and welcome faces of the cities of Dar es Salaam.
Tanzania is actively promoting agricultural modernization and industrialization to help achieve the goals and the Tanzania Development Vision 2050. This provides a vast space for China-Tanzania cooperation. China is a major importer of Tanzania agricultural products. From January to September of this year, the bilateral trade volume between our two countries reached more than $8 billion.
The meeting has brought together more than 15 companies from China and 50 companies from Tanzania, all engaged in the agriculture and agribusiness sectors. Now, before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. And now let's take a look at the sports news. Azam FC, for the first time in 21 years of the club history, have qualified to play group stage of the CAF Confederation Cup after humiliating KMKM from Zanzibar with 7-0 in the one-sided encounter played at Azam Complex Chamazi. Azam FC head coach Jean-Florent Ibenge says the history of the club has been made and is motivating them to do well in the upcoming matches to reach far in the CAF Confederation Cup this season.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy for the result, for all the team, because long time the team didn't reach this target. So we are really happy for that, and also for all the fans who come today. I think they saw a very good football, and I hope they are going to be there for our next game against Singida.
Young Africans interim coach Patrick Mabedi says they will play attacking football against Silver Strikers so as to create many chances and score goals as they eye to qualify for the CAF Champions League group stage to be played at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. Coach Patrick Mabedi adds that the team the match will be a do-or-die game as they expect their opponent Silver Strikers to play better and tougher as they fancy their chances to win the match, but they have prepared well to surprise them.
And we have to attack this team. We don't have time to sit back or do anything, but we need to attack this team and make sure that we manage as well the team. And due to players, I think obviously a lot of players are available. I think it's only Yao that is still assessing, and maybe also we'll see maybe 1 or 2 players that we need to still assess. But everyone is available.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. We wish you a good night and a constructive weekend.